Now, I love using presets. Not as a one-click fix, but a great way to get us started when editing our pictures, but a really great way so that we can create a look and apply it again and again and again. And it's this really popular dark and moody look that I want to share with you in this video, but also show you how we can make it a preset so that we can use it again in Camera Raw, Lightroom Classic, Lightroom CC, and Lightroom Mobile. Alright, let's not waste any time, let's just dive straight in. I'm going to do this in Lightroom Classic, but obviously the settings will be the same if you're doing it in Camera Raw. I'm going to use this image, so we'll kick off in the Develop module and the Basics tab. First of all, I'll add a bit of warmth using the temperature slider and take that to around about +10. I'll also add the same amount on the tint. Now the look we're going for is quite contrasty, so I'm going to drag the contrast slider to the right to around about +30. And to add to that contrast, I'll darken the shadows down to around about -50. I'll also increase the blacks. Now that adds contrast and darkens the image down quite a bit, and we can lose some detail in the darkest areas. So then I'll go to the tone curve and drag this bottom left point upwards. To stop it also affecting the midtones, I'll click to add a point here to lock that area and then drag the bottom left up just a touch. You can see when I do the before and after how that changes things. Now let's dive into the HSL section. This is where we can really darken things down. First of all, in the hue, I'll increase the reds just a touch. And I'll take the yellows to -100. We'll then go to the saturation section. I'll leave the reds alone so that we don't desaturate the skin, but I'll reduce the oranges to remove some of that from the skin tone. The rest of the sliders though, I'll take all the way to -100. Lastly, in the luminance, I'll increase the reds to around 20, which will brighten the skin tone. And the rest I'll increase not so much, maybe to around about +15. Then we come to the colour grading section, which I absolutely love. We'll add some cool blue tones into the shadows. So I'll choose a blue, then hold down the Shift key to lock it in so that I can then just affect the saturation. Then I'll go to the highlights colour wheel and add a bit of warmth. Again, choosing the colour I want and then holding down the Shift key to control the saturation. Next, I'll go to the Effects tab and add just a little bit of a vignette. Okay, so this is before and after, before and after. Okay, so now let's make this a preset that we can use with just one click. I'll go to the presets over on the left hand side and click on the plus icon and create preset. I'll give the preset a name and make sure it's saved in the user preset section so it's easy to find later. In here, I'll make sure that all of the adjustments are ticked and also make sure that the support for a mount slider is ticked. That's going to give us even more creative choices when we apply the preset later on. Then I simply click on create and we can see now that the preset appears in the user preset folder. So if I want to apply it to other images like I have here, I can just click on it to apply it. The great thing about this being a preset too is that the adjustments aren't baked in. If we want to, we can fine tune it even further, but having this amount slider to dial in the strength we want is incredibly useful. We can leave it as it is, reduce the look by dragging the slider to the left, or increase the look by dragging the slider to the right. Now to get this preset into Lightroom CC and even Lightroom Mobile, here's one quick way that we can do it. Now in Lightroom Classic, I've got a folder that is synced with Lightroom. I'll drag this image that we've applied the preset to into it. That file then syncs with Lightroom CC, which we can see here. I then go to the presets section, create a preset, and click on Save. Now that preset is now in Lightroom CC, which also means that it's in Lightroom Mobile. So if I dive over to my phone and look in Lightroom Mobile, it'll be there too. How everything syncs across all the apps and onto the mobile workflow really excites me. I genuinely cannot wait to see how that develops. But that is the dark and moody preset, a really popular look, especially across social media these days. So if you've liked it, if you've got something from this video, please do give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, click on subscribe, because it's just a great free way that you can support this channel. But for now, that's me, I'm done. I'll see you in the next video.